Data Management, A New Approach by Aishwarya Minocha.
One of the most daunting tasks in cybersecurity compliance is perhaps the essential information and asset clarification. Why is it most important? Cybersecurity is an approach to protecting the privacy of clients, employees, and the organization's sensitive data. You may have heard the saying, you can't protect what you don't know exists. Almost every cybersecurity policy, access control, and technology implemented will require the discovered assets. When defining a data classification policy, it is essential to use discretion based on the organization's size, resources, and financial requirements. Data classification is the first step to introducing a zero trust architecture in an organization. Data management is a crucial topic that is playing a critical role for various organizations. Different IT environments pose different vulnerabilities that can be crucial to the systems. Knowing where the data resides helps in better understanding and protecting it. Data classification and management is the initial step to establish any security program. When organizations or individuals know what and where their data is, it becomes easier to protect and close the risk gaps for any threats. However, due to the extensive amounts of data that is spread, measuring the extent and location of the data is a large undertaking. The research will discover the problems and challenges in handling data and the solutions of classification and management techniques to optimize this extensive process. Thereby, the motivating factor for the development of this tool is the various breaches occurring day in and day out. For example, just recently, Suffolk County, a county located in Long Island, New York, was the victim of a massive ransomware breach. The data exfiltrated was estimated to be in the terabytes. Data breaches have been growing as data complexity increases. Thereby, a motivating factor in developing this tool was looking at the increasing number of incidents occurring. The legal industry has been impacted the most in this past year, as seen in this slide. The performance experiment will be running the tool across multiple systems to test the effectiveness. It covers factors of being compliant with frameworks, policy-driven, and covers the CIA triad. The experiment will run through the start of the data flow of the organization. It will scan all of the file servers, data on workstations, and the backup drives. The runtime of this will depend on the amount of data. Once this is done, another script of this tool will be deployed to all workstations that will filter out the data based on the methodology present. The factors we are trying to consider is running these tools creates noise in the environment depending on the complexities of the various IT systems. The scalability that this tool has to account is the data size, the load, and the various security tools already running in an environment. This performance should show that the tool is able to identify different classification levels set and needs to ensure that the tool has put the right encryption segments in the segmented folders. The final goal is to ensure that the decision makers have a clear-cut understanding of what signifies the organization's sensitive data and how to protect those assets.
The solution, Data Management, A New Approach. This will diversify the set of tools that will help in security, flexibility, productivity, reliability, and analytics. This will drive the change for incorporating a solution that will drive governance as a factor in the technical product. The governance component will provide a policy-driven approach which will enhance the security environment in managing the data. Utilizing a local agent running on the system, whether it will be on a workstation, server, or laptop, the product will report back to the main cloud server. The cloud server has the capabilities to be utilizing as a web portal by the end user. The attributes of the tools include an integrated encryption software that will help protect the data that is surrounded in the system, the various environments supported by Azure, AWS, cloud, etc. It will have the capabilities to act as a cloud application, being a software as a service and a web-facing portal for the end user. It will have the capabilities to act as a risk-based technical approach, where the agent reports the results back to the end user with the potential risks and thereby can do risk assessments. The tool will have additional capabilities for running as a solution for management, for sorting sensitive data, which includes PII, financing, banking, HR data, medical data. Industries can use this tool according to how it fits them. Classifying of sensitive data based on parameters set by customers, detection of overall systems with the agent that's deployed, and then the data security with encryption as a tool. There are many solutions out there in the market that have been driven from IBM or Dataproof. Microsoft has their solutions. However, none of these solutions are in line with data protection. They have components that can do data protection, but we need a tool that can manage data completely. The market is divided into solutions that do data access, data quality. However, anything that can combine the CIA triad is what is needed. This tool will protect the data access, which will be to segregate the data and protect it. Data quality, which will be to protect the end user practice of ensuring data is accurate, and it will ensure that the data is usable and not compromised. Data preparation, which will include additional capabilities in doing analytics or reporting of data. Data federation, which will enable virtualization and combination of data. Data governance, which will help in establishing the rules, decisions, and help manage data to securely align between the data strategy and business strategy. Via the implementation of this project, I discovered that it is important to include the governance component, which was lacking in many of the tools that are out there. They had the technicalities working just fine, however, the compliance component that audit usually checks for was missing. Now, the implementation included comparing the capabilities of different tools that are already out in the market and how they fit within the environment of different companies and different corporate environments. I signed up for many of these tools using free trials to test them out and see to what extent they work. Tried it out in different sandbox environments and compared the capabilities that are enabled and that can align with the company's policies and their view on cybersecurity. There were tools that were not focusing on the whole solution. Thereby, this idea of generating a tool that can cover everything came along. The findings were a very important component of this project. After analyzing different tools and different necessary needs that companies need for data management, I learned that data management is something that needs to be very transparent and needs to have the ability to know where your data is so that you can protect it. Thereby, the findings and the solution drove me to write this report and do additional research on this topic. The findings included having a tool that can do data accessing, which will be the ability to harness the data and all the information that's in a system, and having an agent that's running through the system, segregating this data and classifying it accordingly. The next step would be protecting what data needs to be protected, following any of the company's requirements, policies, or frameworks that they have to follow, be it NIST compliance, HIPAA compliance, PCI compliance. This tool will incorporate those. Data preparation will be another component of this tool. Having the visibility of your data and knowing where your data resides is the most important component to know if you are in a protected environment. Data governance, which will be having rule sets already established by the end user portal that this tool will have. Incorporating the governance and the compliance aspects and having the ability to align with the MDM, company policies, and the frameworks that the company needs, establishing the customized approach is what the next steps for this project will be. As the details are specifically aligned in the paper, I want to continue with the next steps in establishing and implementing the technicalities of the tool and mapping out all the attributes that can be implemented as a portal for the end user. Looking at the technicalities and the implementations that can specifically fit the attributes of different companies and environments. The next steps will be creating this tool and really establishing the true essence of data management and establishing this new approach for the future, preventing the cyber attacks that are happening very quickly these days. Thank you.